Now, some are still going to be uncomfortable. And I send you to Titus 1:11. There are those who are doing and saying things that they ought not do, and they must be silenced. Read further on. They must be rebuked sharply. Right? Jude. Read the beginning of Jude. We are called to contend for the faith, to fight for the faith. Why? Because souls are in the balance, and there are some that you and I have been called to go and snatch out of the fire. Listen, this is tough stuff. This is real life. Paul and Barnabas are showing you and me, first time out of the gate, first example, the standard bearer. You're doing war for souls. Sent and empowered by the Spirit, reaffirmed is Paul, filled with the Spirit when he lays into this wolf. Saved out of our sin, sent out to save others, setting out in faithful obedience, spreading out to do the work, that there may be a standout. A standout. You see, the reason for all of this is the glory of God through the sharing of grace. The glory of God through the grace of God. And just in case you're still in that place, and you say, yeah, Micah, minor prophet, Ezekiel, okay, he's kind of over the top all the way through. Isaiah, yeah, Jude, okay, Titus, yeah. How about Jesus? How about Jesus? Just before he's about to tell everybody what it's going to look like, just before he comes, Matthew 23, Jesus, dealing with the religious hypocrisy, the false teachers, those who get all the credit and all the attention and are assumed to be the experts. Jesus says to them, Matthew 23, I'm going to read verse 13 through 35. But woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you shut the kingdom of heaven in people's faces. For you neither enter yourselves nor allow those who would enter to go in. Woe to you, scribes and hypocrites, Pharisees, you hypocrites, for you travel across sea and land to make a single proselyte. And when he becomes a proselyte, you make him twice as much a child of hell as yourself. Woe to you, blind guides, who say, if anyone swears by the temple, it is nothing. But if anyone swears by the gold of the temple, he is bound by his oath. You blind fools! For which is greater, the gold or the temple that has made the gold sacred? And you say, if anyone swears by the altar, it is nothing. But if anyone swears by the gift that it is on the altar, that is he who is bound by his oath. You blind men, for which is greater, the gift or the altar that makes the gift sacred? So whoever swears by the altar swears by it and by everything on it. And whoever swears by the temple swears by it and by him who dwells in it. And whoever swears by heaven swears by the throne of God and by him who sits on it. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you tithe mint and dill and cumin, and have neglected the weightier matters of the law, justice and mercy and faithfulness. These you ought to have done without neglecting the other. You blind guides, straining out a gnat and swallowing a camel. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you clean the outside of the cup and the plate, but inside they are full of greed and self-indulgence. You blind Pharisee! First clean the inside of the cup and the plate that is outside, so it may be clean. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are like whitewashed tombs filled with dead men's bones. Outside you appear to be beautiful, but inside nothing but dead bones. So you also outwardly appear righteous to others, but within you are full of hypocrisy and lawlessness. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you build the tombs of the prophets and decorate the monuments of righteousness, saying, if we had lived in the days of our fathers, we would not have taken part with them in shedding the blood of the prophets. Thus you witness against yourselves that you are sons of those who murdered the prophets. Fill up then the measure of your fathers. You serpents, you brood of vipers, how are you to escape being sentenced to hell? Therefore, I send you prophets and wise men and scribes. Because of who you are, woe, 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 blind, blind, whitewashed tombs, destined to hell. Because of this, I send you missionaries. I send you prophets and wise men and scribes, some of whom you will kill and crucify, and some you will flog in your synagogues and persecute from town to town, so that on you may come all the righteous blood shed on earth, from the blood of righteous Abel to the blood of Zechariah, whom you murdered between the sanctuary and the altar. Friends, I know you don't hear it a lot. I know you don't see it a lot. And I hope you don't have to be it a lot. But you're not going to be prepared if you're not trained, equipped, and committed to being God's ambassador and doing and saying what He calls for, standing for, perhaps dying for, the defense of His bride and the growing of His family.